And you can actually have slightly higher fidelity interactions. This is a sort of just point cloud to mesh interaction for a 3D sculpting application. So jumping over from mobile back into the sort of room scale experiences, one of the most important things that we've been noticing is the sort of idea of embodiment and presence in VR. And so a lot of people, the first thing they do when they put the headset on, whether it be an Oculus, a Vive, OSVR, Gear VR, you look down and you see, I don't necessarily see my feet, which is a big problem because you sort of lose a sense of self when you are in VR if you don't have any sort of external tracking references. So I'm actually going to show this little screen cap from one of my favorite videos. This is from Oliver Kralos at UC Davis. A couple years ago, he threw together just a quick little hack, I think that's a DK1, where he calibrated 3 Kinect cameras and brought himself into a VR space. And this immediately helps with a sense of presence in self. And so you can only just imagine some of the more collaborative and social potentials of this technology. This is also sort of interesting to note because I showed that volumetric integration of the sort of pre-scanned body. You can also use our cameras to do skeletal tracking of the body, so you can actually animate a pre-rigged version of yourself instead of using this almost raw sensor data coming from the cameras themselves. Lastly, I just want to sort of wrap up and say our cameras actually work, they're depth cameras, but their primary mode of depth generation is in infrared. And so the infrared cameras that we've embedded in these devices sort of somewhat approximates the high-quality motion capture cameras used in high-end systems today. And although it isn't exactly a trivial problem to solve, and we don't have an API for this today, you can do fairly high-quality rigid body marker interactions, similar to the Oculus Constellation. So with that said, hopefully I've said something that inspires you. We actually have our developer kits available for purchase today, and I actually have 2 more free to give away today, so come find me after. So hopefully, you've seen something you want to play with. You can get our developer kit. You can also email me if they're like pre-order only, and I'll just ship you one. How are you going to get access to this data? Recently, we actually put up all our dirty laundry on GitHub. You can actually get all the data, depth, IR, infrared, RGB. Although there is no higher level SDK yet, I do want to emphasize that we need your feedback because although the data is here, we have a lot of algorithms that we're putting together. We really need requirements from the community about what it'll be to produce an SDK or an API specifically for VR developers. And we have a sort of general understanding of what people are looking at, and obviously we're doing a lot of prototyping in our lab. But yeah, we really need to hear from everybody in this room, so please come find me after. Thank you.